Welcome to the Curly Hair Q&A show. I am your host, Ken Nichols, and I'm here with Melanie Nichols. She is the founder of the Raw Hair Organic Salon in beautiful Naples, Florida. It's one of the top curly hair salons in the country, and Melanie is one of the top curl and hair color experts anywhere in the world. She is also the founder of the Raw Curls brand of natural and organic curly hair products that can be found at rawhairorganics.com, as well as the founder of the Raw Curls Training Academy for licensed professional stylists that you can check out at rawcurls.com/academy. If you are a licensed professional stylist, check it out. We've got a class coming up in 3 weeks here in beautiful Maple Grove, Minnesota. Check it out if you're a stylist and you need some training. It's a deal. It's a pretty cool deal. So welcome to the show today. Happy Independence Day observed.
Hope you had a blast. Ha,
Yeah.
ha,
Oh,
ha.
you're so funny. Yeah, I hope you had a blast yesterday. This is the Independence Day observed here in the United States. I don't know where you're listening from. We've got people, I think I mentioned this to you before, that we've got people that listen a lot in Canada, but a lot in the Philippines, a lot
Really?
in Germany.
Wow.
Yeah, Brazil. We've got people from all over
Cool.
the globe that listen to us. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's cool.
So that may not be a holiday for you, but it is for us. And it's the legal holiday today, which means half the people around here work, half don't. And guess which half we are? That's pretty much it. This is episode 224 if you've been following along. And we live stream this show every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time in a number of different places. And you can participate with us, ask questions, or just comment on Facebook in the Curly Girl Support Group, the Curly Hair Q&A group, the Diva Curl User Support Group, which we're going to talk about Diva Curl today. We're going to start
Okay.
that up. The Raw Curls User Support Group, the Curly Silvers Support Group, and the Curly Hair Q&A Show Facebook page on YouTube. You can also join us on our YouTube channel, the Curly Hair Q&A Show. Best user experience right there as far as color, as far as sound, and what would be the quality? I guess the quality of the video there is wonderful. And on Instagram, hey Instagram, how are you guys? And they're with us just like
Hey,
they are
Instagram.
every Monday night. We're going to talk about something today, so hold on. As soon as we get through the intro, we're going to talk about something that you guys who are regular watchers or listeners are going to want to know about, and we're going to take your feedback into consideration. So we are a award-winning podcast as well, the number 2 ranked hair industry podcast that you must listen to and subscribe to, both in 2019 and 2021. You can listen to this episode and all the previous archived shows and interviews on the Curly Hair Q&A Show podcast. Every Monday night, usually by about 9, 10 o'clock Eastern time, that new episode goes live, and you can listen to it wherever you consume your podcasts, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Podcast Addict, Podbean, and SoundCloud. So lots of places you can consume us if you want to listen to us, whenever you want to listen to us.
Yes, that's a lot of support.
We are there. We had a little bit of a technical glitch last week where the show was cut in half. If you listen to that on the podcast and only got half the show, if you go back now, you'll see the latest entry in the podcast library would be the full episode. So we've got the whole family here today. Like I said, half of America is working, half of us are not working, and Murphy Murph's here with us too. And thanks for joining us on this Monday. So, Melanie, how was your weekend? Tell us about your Independence Day weekend. You you didn't really get any. Well, you did. You got Saturday off. What am I talking about?
I did.
That's
It
right.
was great.
A rare Saturday.
Yes, I can't remember the last time. I mean, well, unless I have a planned vacation, but I have worked Saturdays for 25 years. So it's very rare that I get a Saturday off, and it was fantastic, except I slept the whole day away because I had worked literally behind the chair 14 hours on Friday. I did miss Jessica's hair after I finished my clients, and that's fun, but it's still work. So anyway, But it was just fun to have a Saturday off and feel like I had a long weekend, even though we're still working today. It was an extra day to my weekend.
Yeah.
So I had
And slept half
literally,
the day away.
yeah, I had literally like 2 days in a row off. So it felt like,
Right.
a Sunday and a Sunday, but it was great.
Right.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, sure was. Nice to have that time off, and
Yes, I could get used to that.
could get used to that. Yeah, really good. So
Problem is I'm booked for the next year
I know. that is,
every Saturday.
that is the problem. And as I said in the intro, we've got a Raw Curls Academy class coming up the August 1st and August 2nd. So for us, it's the last week of the month. So we're going to load up the curl bus, head up to Stillwater, Minnesota.
Go through our old stomping grounds.
Yep, go through
Hopefully.
our own. Hopefully, we might end up going around it. We'll see.
We're supposed to go to
We'll
the
see.
Wisconsin State Fair.
We
I
would
want
like
a
to.
cream puff.
Yeah, yep. I want some corn on the cob, some roasted. Because I said I've been craving corn on the cob lately, and it's
They have good corn on the cob.
They do. They always do. The what is it? The Knights of Columbus has that big thing, right? It's
big
I forget what they go through.
roasters.
Yeah, it's a lot. They go through a
I
lot,
don't know.
truckloads and truckloads.
They go
of
through a
corn.
lot of wine and beer too.
That too, and cream puffs. But we'll see. We'll see if we're able to do that. It's a long haul for us, I mean, it's it'll be 2.5 days on the road, just up, and of course this time of the year, as a lot of is construction season, so we're trying to avoid that, and we'll see. We'll see what
That'll be
happens.
fun though.
So,
Now
yeah.
that we have the curl bus.
Yeah, it's a whole lot more fun now that we've got that. It's a whole lot more fun. So, all right. So Eric's with us today. Helen is not. Helen actually got the day off. How that works, I don't know. But
Yeah, wait a minute.
the rest of us, right? The rest of us are here, right? But anyway, but she'll be back with us. She'll be back with us next week. So, let's get into. We've got a couple of things to talk about. I'm going to bring up the first thing. I'm going to bring up early because I want you guys to think about it and comment in the comment section what your thoughts are wherever you're watching this live. And if you're listening to this tonight or tomorrow or whenever on podcast, if there's a comment section where you are consuming it, tell us your thoughts in the comment section, because we've got a lot, we've been hinting about this for a couple of months, that we've got a lot of new things coming up, and we did. I mean, we started the year out with 2 brand new product launches, and with a small company like us was a big deal. Literally right after those product launches, we got the curl bus and started putting together that and a travel schedule and kind of opening that up for stylists for this year. There's a lot. We've got a lot of other things that are within weeks or less that you're going to start seeing going on, and they're pretty neat. Some people are going to be really, really happy. We've got some things that are happening that are realistically groundbreaking in the curl game. We'll call it the curl game from a consumer standpoint. We've got some things that we've been working on that we're going to announce very shortly here that nobody else is doing.
Like our show was.
How
How many years are we into it now?
Over 4.
Wow.
We're coming up on 4.5.
Been doing this a long
A
time.
long time, and just now you're finally starting to see some other people doing it. So thank you for bringing that up, that we've been doing it this long.
Yes.
We if you guys remember when we first started, here's where we value your feedback. We want your feedback, and we are absolutely going to use it as we make these determinations moving forward. The show started out originally when I first started it. There's and there's still to this day, which just blows me away. To this day, we are the only weekly curly hair Q&A show, podcast or video, that has professionals that answer your curly hair questions, and live. A lot of it we do live. And that's how we started it out. It started out originally, I did the first couple dozen episodes, maybe less than that. And they were 15, 17, 20 minutes long. And then we got to half an
That
hour.
would be nice.
Then we went Then we went to 40 minutes. Then we were going an hour, and then we like very quickly went from an hour to averaging about an hour and 15 minutes a show. And we've come to realize that it's it's great to get all those questions and be able to answer them, but we've also realized it's hard to consume. Who's got, I listen to a lot. Melanie knows this because I talk about them all the time because I travel a lot. I mean, my, drive to work and back every day is anywhere, hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. So I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't listen to any podcast that's as long as ours. And so what's that tell you? I'm like, I wonder how many people aren't listening to the whole thing. So we decided we're probably going to shrink the show down again, maybe somewhere to 30 or 40 minutes. And one of the things that we've realized for quite some time, probably since the end of last year, is that when we do the show, longtime viewers and listeners know this, we start the show off and, we'll talk about things, right? Before we get into questions. And the reason is because it's a live show and we know people need to see that feed. We know the algorithms on Facebook and Instagram where we do this, it doesn't show people everything and it doesn't show them right away. So we would kill a bunch of time talking about some things of value, some things not, talk about Murphy, whatever the heck, right? What's going on at the salon, stuff like that. And that's why we did that, was to bring people in. Well, we've also realized that lengthens the show a lot. So we've also, because of the algorithm, we've started to see the reach isn't as strong as it used to be. Significantly less the reach of where it's actually going to. And we can look, and we have those analytics, we can look at them. And since there's no way around it, here's where you come in. We've been talking about stopping the live video show and doing these shows as strictly a podcast, 30-minute to 40-minute podcast, once a week, maybe even twice a week. We'll see. But at least once a week at a certain time, we'll release some. Maybe we'll release more. And ultimately, it would be the equivalent of we'd take like one of our shows and turn it into two. And it wouldn't have the video aspect where you guys would get to interact. So I'd really like to know your thoughts because, obviously we've seen this as we've grown, is that we see that less people will sit and watch the video show of it. But tomorrow morning, like by noon tomorrow morning, when I look at the podcast numbers, they spike like crazy because I know what happens. People get up in the morning, just like I do, head to work. And what do?
Yeah.
Click on the podcast.
Yeah.
So
much easier to listen while you're doing something
for
than
sure
to watch.
For sure.
And we're not really showing anything,
No, I mean, we show
it's not
pictures.
like I'm demonstrating.
Yeah, we show before and afters every once in a while,
Yeah.
but whatever. But and the other thing is, and this isn't the primary thing, but the other reason is it will allow us. That's why I made the point that you might get 2 shows a week. So instead of getting maybe 4 a week, once a week, you might get 6, might get 7, because it'll be much easier for us to record them. So we would still do the same thing in the Facebook groups and on Instagram like we do to get your questions. You just won't get the answers the same night. So we'll take them. Melanie will get them. And this, I can't tell you anymore, but this will interact a lot with one of the new things we have coming up that will make sense about getting Melanie to talk to you directly and you be able to get her your specific questions with your pictures or whatever. So
we used to do those like power Q&As. That was fun. We would like rattle off, just quick, question answer, and we just, pound out a bunch of them, and that was fun.
We're going to do that,
I like that
in the new thing we've got coming up.
I feel like it's like speed dating.
Okay, it is kind of like that, and we're going to, not that I've ever done it. We know somebody that's done it.
Who?
Miss Heather, Auntie Heather.
Oh, that's right.
Remember? It was hilarious when she told us the story.
I don't remember.
Oh my God, I remember. I laughed so hard. But anyway, we're going to do that with the new program that we're not announcing yet, but it's kind of neat. But it's going to be like laser sessions.
Oh.
Sign up for a certain amount of laser sessions, and
Wow.
they're 3 minutes long tops.
Okay.
Boom.
Cool.
Susie, you're up.
I like that.
Get your question
Even
out.
me.
Melanie, get your answer.
Short
Next,
and to the
next.
point.
Short and to the point. Next thing. So let us know
That
in the
is
comments.
my MO. That is
Yeah.
right up my alley.
Oh, she does. She's probably like seeing Murphy. It's probably not us. Right. We know that. I have no shame in that. We used to get that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I did my hair just for you guys.
Oh gosh.
Okay, Rebecca Shea. So, thank you for that. Do you remember back in the old days? Is that it was all the time, because we'd go live to the phone, like when we were doing them in our kitchen.
Yeah.
And we'd go and we'd scroll through and there'd be like all these questions. Where's Murphy? Where's Miley? And we're like, oh, some curly hair questions. Does anybody even care? Right?
Hey,
Should we just do a dog show? Right?
They have people would like that. I bet our numbers would spike. They have crimpy hair. When they get wet, their hair looks like it's been crimped.
They do. Mm-hmm. They do.
Well, Murphy's not here anymore.
So
Miley's not here anymore.
Yeah, Miley's not here now. Rest in peace. So comment if you would, because we are gonna use that to determine, and if we don't get enough feedback from you guys, we're just gonna do whatever the hell we want.
You're gonna be like the bishop.
I'm gonna be like the bishop in Greenleaf. Just gonna do whatever the heck I want, and not care. And I'm gonna come to the show every week in a tracksuit.
Very good. He comes. He dresses like
he does, right?
What'd she
but
say?
I mean, at home, yeah, he does.
She said he dresses
like Billy D. Williams.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, never mind. Sorry, inside joke.
Okay,
all right.
Curly hair questions.
Yeah, let's get into
you
curly hair
keep
stuff.
It short, so.
Yeah, we're gonna try to tighten it up, but so this one, would still be just maybe a little bit longer because I wanted to touch on that and want you guys to know. And like I said, keep your ears open the next few weeks when you see what we're doing. Here's your hint. It's going to make a lot of people really happy. It's going to make some people really unhappy. I love that.
Yeah.
That means you're right. That's that when you, that's all I'm telling you. All right. So let's get into, let's talk about last week's big announcement from Diva Curl. Diva Curl put out a bunch of press releases all at the same time. They all came through the same day. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So I'm sure some of you saw it. I'm sure some of you didn't. Now, as we talk about this, I get it. I don't need a million comments from people who say, they ruined my hair, ruined my life. I'll never use them again, whatever. I totally get that. We're not.
Well, maybe that's the part of this whole reformulation, even though they didn't admit that.
I'm sure that. Of course they didn't admit it, but it's obvious to anybody that's in this world. So, you may never use them again. All we are is the messenger. We're not endorsing it. We're not anything. We're just telling you that this came about, and it's starting to show up in stores. So yesterday, Miss Melanie and I went shopping, and if you follow my Facebook or my Instagram, you'll see I snapped a picture at a store called Tuesday Morning in Naples, Florida, right? Mm-hmm. I snapped a picture of a shelf because I always look at the hair care items whenever we go there. TJ Maxx, any of those things, I'm always looking, right? First place I go to. And I found a whole bunch of 32-ounce Diva Curl products, cheap, really cheap. And I had heard, like I said previously the week before, about what I'm going to tell you about, and that's why you're seeing that. It's not old garbage product. It's a Diva Curl's brand refresh and curl collection. So they sent out a couple of different press releases, all on the same day. I'll sort of read through a little bit, and then Melanie and I'll talk a bit about it.
Are those your new readers?
These are not my new readers. They're actually by my office, and they're a little bit tight, but I'm keeping them. Diva Curl has undergone a full brand revitalization, including new packaging, formulations, and a new collection. Diva Curl now offers products that speak to curl flexibility and have made these enhancements to its no poo cleanser and one conditioner. We're going to talk about that, because they trademarked a bunch of these things. It's really interesting, such as the term curl flexibility. We're going to talk about that. Let's see if Melanie catches it. Diva Curl has launched a new collection called Diva Curl Bond. So they've got a new collection as well. The collection features a patented curl bond complex that repairs broken bonds and recoils curls from the inside out. Does that, if I turn this upside down, does it say Olaplex?
Right, like a little late to the party, but
18
okay.
maybe something. Maybe right, little late to the party, but I get it. I get it. All products are dermatologist co-developed, vegan, cruelty-free, and made without SLS, SLES, sulfate, silicone, or gluten. The new Diva Curl products are available at divacurl.com, Ulta, online, and in store at Sephora.com. Sukiana Chansey, VP of Marketing at Diva Curl, said, Diva Curl has been a staple within the curl community for decades. Consumers have trusted our products to be the center of their hair care routines, no matter where they were in their curl journey. As a brand, we recognized that our consumers were evolving into flexing their curls with styles that go beyond the wash and go, so we knew it was time to evolve along with them. All right, I'm just going to say this. I know somebody who's the founder and educator at the Raw Curls Academy, the training academy for licensed professional stylists to teach them how to cut curly hair. I know somebody that 10, 12 years ago came up with a cutting system that allowed curly girls to be able to wear their hair however they wanted to. Groundbreaking. Right? Am I right?
Yes.
So I'm just saying.
Yep.
Can I bring up another one? I'm telling you, I don't have sour grapes. I just like to point it out. All right, I'll be honest. I just like to pat myself on the back a little bit, or not myself, but our backs. This is not the first time this brand has done this to us.
Right. No, definitely not.
We had I know a lot of you know this story, but we had, when the Diva Curl Delight line came out, we had a very well-known New York-based company, PR firm, literally called me on my cell phone at the brand launch, who knew what we had done and come out with, and said, hey, you're never going to guess. They flat out copied it. That is, tell me, if I'm lying, you tell me I'm lying. That's a 100% true story. And I'm like, no. She's like, I'm holding it in my hand. I'm like, you gotta be joking. So anyway,
well,
so would you like to talk about this, or do you want to wait till we get some of this in our hands? And
yeah, probably.
The new packaging. If you're watching on video, this is the old packaging. And hey, Eric, can you put that image up? Thank you very much. If you're watching this on live stream, except for Instagram, sorry about that, you'll see we just put a picture up from the Diva Curl press release that shows the new packaging. And that is not the curl bond stuff. There's only 3 items in the curl bond. I'll talk about that in a second. But you could see there, that they did change. You can put that back up for a minute so we can talk about that. Thank you. Some of the formulations are new, the way it looks. Also, I saw in the other press release that they had 21 different scents and fragrances in the Diva Curl line. They whittled it down to 9. I think that's a great thing. I don't know if they're using synthetic fragrances. That's another story.
Well, they were before. So you mean they had that many fragrances in their old line, or
yes,
in
their old line? They're whittled it down to 9 now.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on, different scents going on there, and they were synthetic. And I had, I remember having a conversation with Sherry about that at the very beginning, the very first class I took, when they called me for follow-up and feedback and stuff. And I had said, I don't understand. I don't like the way it smells, for sure. I just did not ever like the way the no poo smell. It smelled like poo poo to me. No, just kidding. But it stunk like a perm. I felt like, and if you're gonna use,
it was strong.
Yeah, if you're, some people love it, and that's fine.
That's the thing.
Some people think ours doesn't smell good. Everyone has a different idea, but
absolutely,
I just feel like if you're gonna be able to use synthetic fragrances, it should be like fantastic. And it definitely lingers in the hair because I can smell it when people come in with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they had their, whatever that was with the color line, so that was more citrusy, and then their styling products, those were better, but there was just some that just
Yeah.
stunk to
Yeah.
me
So I
like a
think it's
perm.
I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
They are calling this a. They actually gave a couple of different terms. I've got a second press release that came out like later. I want to say like July 17th, like later in the day, and they yeah they actually mentioned in the press release that that they were that they were offering the products that speak to curl flexibility, as we talked about, and they were enhancing the versions of their signature cleansing, conditioning, and styling products. So they never actually said the word reformulated or reformulating, but they have called it a full brand revitalization. Um, should we be happy about that? Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So
Not gonna knock them for that. And we know. I mean, if you
it
think
needed to happen.
it needed to happen, it needed to happen. I mean, we all know the story. If you don't know the story, Google it from 2 years ago. But frankly, Melanie, I mean, as well as I do, and a lot of people don't. If you're not in the industry, the pretty amazing that they literally redid 20 items in 2 years, right? And made them work.
Yeah,
That in and of itself, holy crap.
that's a lot.
It's a lot. You
That's
can't
impressive.
imagine. Yeah, you can't imagine what reformulating takes. I pray we never have to. We had, here, I'll give you a little fun fact. We did have a couple of things where like some ingredients. Well, here, I'll tell you a story that a lot of you know, with people that use raw curls. We created a pomade that was really super pure and was great for just finishing, not for like a guy would use it, but just like little bits of it, like your fingernail, right? To finish off. And it was great. And then the ingredients disappeared. We couldn't get them. So it took us 2 years to formulate another pomade like that.
Yeah.
And that worked like that and would actually rinse. So I use the term loosely water soluble. It's really not, but I mean but it does. It rinses really, really
Yes,
well
it does.
because you only use so much. But we had that out for about almost a year, maybe a year. Can't get the ingredients. So literally where people, I get messages every week. When's the pomade going to be back in stock? And I'm like, I'm at the mercy of the suppliers when they tell me. It's awful.
painful.
So yeah, so I get it. But a forced revitalization relaunch is a whole lot harder than one that's planned. Obviously, theirs wasn't planned, but the fact that they announced that they went through every product. They use the term several times in every press release that I saw that they did it was like a co-work with dermatologists and their lab people. I will say that,
Interesting.
I'm so, yeah, we're not bashing or being negative at all. I know a lot of you are thinking in your head, how dare you even talk about them, but it's news, and there's a lot of people really, really happy about this. And again, I have to say, I have high hopes for this. As a curl industry person. And here's the thing. The brand that owns Diva Curl now is a company called Henkel. They're probably like one notch below the size of L'Oreal worldwide. They're giant. Trust me, they didn't make this mistake twice. No way. No way. I say that with an asterisk. I don't think. We're going to see. I couldn't imagine them going through all that and all this and then doing it again. I can't. It's got to be way better. At the same time, I know a lot of you have a lot of trepidation and will never, and I if and I mean this from
Well,
an
it's
unbiased.
just I find
I
it
wouldn't either
interesting
if it's
because
me,
they
but
really
I
doubled
just
down on saying that there was no problem with the formulations and it wasn't from that and all
yeah,
that, business.
right.
So, but
Then why don't you do
whatever
a full brand revitalization?
with
I mean,
dermatologists.
right?
But anyway, so are you saying with the flexibility thing they're talking about embracing people wearing their hair
Yeah,
different ways?
yeah, which they never did.
Wow, that's going to shake up a lot of people
A
that are
l-
like,
Especially stylists that are diva evangelists,
yeah,
right?
yeah, they
How
were
do you
haters. Oh my God, like
right,
literally they'll
right?
have meltdowns. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it in my own class, people
Yep.
having a meltdown because, they just have been so ingrained about, never, blow drying the hair
This or
straight or,
never that, right?
yeah, you
Hmm.
can't comb the hair, you can't,
Yeah.
all these things, which, a lot of it I've gone through too, and I get it, but I've said over and over, again, people, have choices with their hair. It's their hair. If you can have a haircut that you wear curly most of the time and once in a while you feel like blowing it out, well, let them. That's their choice. That's their hair,
Hmm.
and that's why the raw curls cut works. And that's what you were saying. But
Yeah.
yeah, that'll really shake things up
Hmm.
for a lot of people.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, and I wonder
Wonder
if
how
they're.
they're going to embrace that.
I don't know, and we're going to see. I can't wait to get some products in here at the salon that we can play around with because my guess
Cool.
that new the product that I was telling you about in their new Curl Bond line. So far they have a cleanser, a conditioner, and then a deep conditioning mask. Sounds a lot like, and I say, quote unquote, Olaplex, like that kind of deal,
Yeah,
because
for
they use
sure.
the word
That's
bond and whatever. Yeah,
right. Uh-huh.
I get it. But
There's a million of them out there
there
now.
are
Every
now.
company
Yeah.
has their own bond,
Yeah,
repair product.
sure.
Hmm.
What I find interesting is, when you read this, just like you were talking about, so that, I mean, it even says in this second press release, not like I said, I'm not going to read it all primarily because it's really tiny and light, even though I have my readers, but it's, I mean, this clearly tells me that they're, I mean, like I said, you could tell when I read it that they're hearing what the consumers are saying, and it's stuff like, I want to flat iron my hair. I want to do this. I want to comb it and put it into this and whatever. And I'm sure they looked at that and said, okay, let's give them what they want. And if they want to do this to their curls, we're going to give them a way to potentially repair them. I think that's it. Not 100% sure, but it sure reads that way to me.
Interesting. It'll be
Really
interesting to see.
interesting because it's so counterintuitive to everything
It could just be also
divas had
like,
about,
right. Yeah. Well, they're,
they're
it's a
evolving.
whole new
It's all
company.
new company. Yeah.
It's a whole new company. It's
Yeah.
like several generations away from the founders now,
Right.
and what their
3.
beliefs
Yeah.
were. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but it could just be like rebonding the hair from, highlighting and coloring and things like that too. So you could,
I was going to say that next. That for sure.
mhm.
That for sure. And ultimately, if what they've put together works for that, the way that we just described it,
Yeah, it'll be cool.
great. Yeah, great. Let's see. Let's see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting. Like I said, we're glad to see this. It needed to happen.
Yeah.
And let's hope for the best, and we'll get some of these things into our hands here, and Melanie can play with them and let you know what she thinks. So anyway,
That'll be fun.
so that's kind of the big news.
Wow.
The other news, I'll just touch on this, and then Melanie and I'll have to discuss this in the next week or so. But I had talked about a couple of weeks back, more than that, probably a month and a half ago. We talked about this when we were doing our shows, going over products and stuff like that, about the new subline that Weed Ad came out with called the Twist line, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get it in our hands so Melanie can play with it. I don't know how you're going to play with it. Again, not bashing. I'm just telling you what I see. I'm in a lot of curly hair groups. I've seen 2, 3, 4 people say they really like it. I've seen a lot of people say it's not Weed Ad.
What is it about? What is this supposed to be?
it's realistically what I believe by looking at the ingredients, the pricing label, and whatever. They were trying to get into a market that was cheaper. They're trying to get into a lower
It would be like the
cost.
retail line, or
Yeah, like salon, like the quote unquote salon professional line, and then more of a not a dollar store thing,
like
but
big box.
like a big box store line, right? That's what they were trying to do. The thing is that I'm sure a lot of people expected it to be Weed Ad, and it's not. I wouldn't have expected it to be
No,
Weed Ad.
it's
You
a different
can't,
brand.
well, because we know, yeah, it's a different brand. But like I said, I think if you're gonna try it, and again, like I said, Melanie will get in your hands. We'll talk more about it. But if you get it in your hands and you try it, judge it on its own merits. Don't judge it against Weed Ad, because I'm sure that you know how it is. I mean, if we came out with a sub line, right? Like some other line to the Rock Curls line, you know what would happen is people would immediately say, "Oh, I like the blah blah better than the new blah blah blah."
It's
Well,
not meant to
it's
be
not
the
meant
same
to be the
thing. Like,
same,
just I
right?
mean, the biggest
It's not.
example of that is L'Oreal. I mean, and it's been around forever.
They got a
So
ton
they
of
have
sub
their
lines.
salon quality
Yeah.
products and professional lines, and then they have their, store bought and sold lines. So they're definitely a different quality and marketed to different people and different price points. So yeah, it's not going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
The color that you get in the store is not the same as the color that we use in the salon. So that's, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got an emergency curly hair question.
Okay.
So let's get into some, and then we're gonna get out of here. So we'll go through a couple of questions and
I have a fun fact, just so
get
don't
you
let
guys.
me forget.
Okay, let me give you this question.
Yes.
You answer it, and then we'll you can give us the fun fact. All right, Melanie, I had to cancel my curly stylist appointment until further notice because my household is under mandatory isolation right now. My hair desperately needs a cut. It's just not cooperating, tangling easily, and being an all-around pain in the rear. I use all Raw Curls products all the time, and I've loved it for 2 years. I clarify for hard water with Malibu Sea Hard Water Wellness and deep condition with my Raw Curls Deep Conditioning Mask after. I know that my hair issue is not a product issue, but my hair hasn't been quite the same or near as cooperative as it used to be since I spent 2 weeks in the ICU in January and February this year either. I'm fairly certain that the other part of the issue is that I need a cut. I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to help my hair while I wait to be sprung from isolation and am able to get to the curl specialist. And I would also like to know if it's normal that the hair would behave this badly after an extended ICU stage on a ventilator. On a ventilator. Wow. I've had 2 trims since then. Maybe all of the damage wasn't cut off those 2 times. Thank you for whatever advice you can offer. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
For sure. That definitely is a situation where the whole entire body goes through a trauma, and that definitely affects the hair. Nutrition is probably lacking. The body is full of whatever. It sounds like a virus,
And a lot of that comes out in the hair, right? In
It
the
comes
scalp.
out, yeah, absolutely. So and unfortunately, it's not just on the ends of the hair, it's the entire hair strand. So a lot of times people will have, hair loss, whether it's just alopecia, it's areata where there's spots that are, balding, or, some people will have complete hair loss. Sometimes it can turn gray, but definitely it's going to affect the hair for sure. Unfortunately, there's not, you kind of have to start over and reboot. I've seen that in people, even just from anesthesia, having a surgery or definitely going through chemo when your hair comes back and it's totally different. These things are harsh on the body, harsh on the entire system. So definitely hard on the hair. And it's going to take, like I say, kind of like a whole reboot. Yes, there's external things you can do, like she is the conditioning treatments and things like that, but it's going to be, it could just be that process of getting through that entire amount of hair that you had. So hair typically grows 1/2 inch a year. That means 6 inches in a year. So not saying that you have to go ahead and shave your head, but it's going to take a while to get, like for me, it would take a while to get through all of that, to cut it off. That's ultimately what it's probably going to take is, and I'm not saying you have to do it all at once, but gradually, cutting it and just continue, conditioning, treating and cutting, and then feeding your body with extra nutrition and, supplements and just getting everything healthy again and in balance.
Okay. Hopefully that helps. Melanie, have you thought about coming out with any hair vitamins or anything that would help?
I have. Yes, I
All
have.
right. Interesting. Maybe specifically for curly-haired individuals, maybe?
Perhaps.
All right. Melanie, I'm looking for a good straightening treatment for my hair. Any recommend? Oh, no, wait. Let me rephrase that. Did I say straightening?
Yes.
I didn't mean that. Melanie, I'm looking for a good strengthening treatment for my hair. Any recommendations? Sorry.
Strengthening. Yes, I know.
Didn't have my readers on.
Oh gosh, put your glasses on.
No, I
I
look
just
like a
bought you some new
dork.
ones. Yes, there are several. Again, we go back to, basics like, the Olaplexes. We have the Raw Curls, hair mask now that is a great strengthening product. Those are, that's a basic conditioning treatment and mask that you can use yourself at home. It's great to sit under some heat to really push it into the hair with the steam treatments. We have the infrared, the cryotherapy, excellent, strengthening and reconditioning treatment. And then, of course, the keratins. That's what those are. The keratin treatments are to re-strengthen and repair and, help strengthen the hair.
Go into a little more detail on that because there's people who've just had cardiac arrest hearing you say that.
So yeah, done right and done with the right products, keratin treatments can be fabulous. And my clients get them all the time. And it's not like they want straight hair; they just want revitalized hair. Damage control, damage repair. Control the frizz. It's getting hot. It's super hot and humid here in Florida. So, anything they can do to help to control that and soften their hair. But what it does, I like to, I always gave the analogy of a street with potholes. So, you have your street, it's nice and smooth, but then over time, as people are, driving over it, it starts to wear away and you get potholes. And then the city comes or whatever, and they fill in the potholes, and that's what the keratin does. The hair starts to break down, and you get those potholes in the hair. So it's roughening it. The cuticle is raised. It's getting worn away. So then the keratin fills that in. Our hair has natural. It's made of keratin. That's a protein in the hair. So whether you like it or not, it's a fact. So I'm sorry if you're not happy with that, but it's necessary. So when it's missing or when it's broken down, we need to replenish that and put it back into the hair and then seal it down. So it's kind of like, filling in those potholes and sealing it down so that it can last a whole nother season or however long, it lasts until, environmental damage. If you're whatever, just, washing your hair, swimming, doing the things that we do, coloring, highlighting. Some people are blow drying their hair. Whatever you're doing, the hair starts to break down again. And then, so my clients that get the keratins, they love them. They absolutely love them. Brenda, her hair, my friend and client, Brenda, her hair has never looked better. Oh my gosh. I mean, like I share this all the time. She came to me after chemo and her hair was growing back in, and the first time I met her, she was still wearing wigs, and now her hair, it's catching up to me. It's like to the middle of her back, and it's so healthy, and it just has made a world of difference for her to be able to manage. She's got type 4 hair. So it doesn't make it stick straight. Like it's not a, like a full on relaxer that's going to make your hair straight and you have to do nothing to it. No, but it helps to control it, recondition it, repair. So those are the things that I like to use it for.
Okay.
So yeah, there's lots of brands that are great. I mean, again, the cryotherapy that we get through CIC Beauty is fabulous. I love that. I love of course, the Raw Curls mask. I love the Oway has the infrared iron. I love There's some organic color systems treatments that I use and some Clio treatments that I use. So, and OA treatments. There's so many. It all depends on the situation, who and what and how much they want to spend. And keratins, I love the Pure Envy and the Clio are my favorites. I have not switched from those. I've tried some other ones and not been impressed enough to switch. So I feel comfortable with those, happy with the results, and so are my clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Tell us your fun fact.
So this is a really fun fact.
It's a lie. If it's about me, it's a lie. It's not true.
Well, pretty much. Yeah. So you have an appointment for a curly haircut.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
At the salon. Somebody called and requested an appointment with you for a haircut.
Okay.
And
This ought to be good.
insisted that, she likes your work and the videos you post and
No kidding. Really?
so I don't know. Jessica booked you.
All righty. When is this? When is this? What's the day?
So they like you now, but they may not like you when they leave.
Hey, what do you mean? You know how this works. I'm a guy. If I cut that person's hair, it's not going to matter what it looks like. It's going to be
she's going to
awesome.
leave in tears.
Mm-mm.
You don't
Tears
even,
of joy.
Don't e- yeah.
When is
You don't even have
this?
scissors.
When is this?
I don't know. Ask Jess.
I'm booked. I don't care when it is. All righty.
You're going to come out with those big scissors like Malcolm.
Like
had.
Malcolm. The hedge clippers.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
That is fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's it's appropriate.
Good luck.
This ought to be good. Can we film it?
I don't know what video she's talking about, but she wanted no part of me.
All right. I'm not going there. All right. Okay, so we'll keep you guys posted.
That'll be fun pictures. Before and after.
I could do it.
Oh God.
I'd like to try. We better get some. You better get me some training. We better get that mannequin out. Hey, mark me off one spot for the Stillwater, Minnesota Raw Curls Academy class. I'll be taking it. A lot I could already do. I already understand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I could learn? Do you think I could learn enough in that one class to be able to competently take on? No, maybe not. All right. Okay. All right. Next question. I need help. You're not the only one.
Mine does too.
Yeah. My daughter has fine waist length hair. I can't believe somebody actually made an appointment with me. How much do I charge? That would have been my first question.
You better pay her.
Am I at 150?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm in.
For sure.
Feel free to call the salon in beautiful Naples, Florida, and talk to my assistant, Jess, if you'd like to get on my books.
Don't say that.
I can do it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Anthony Michael Hall in Weird Science when he's drunk and trying to get the car keys. I can drive. I can do it.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like
what it would be
15.
like, pretty much.
He's like 15 and drunk.
Yeah.
Give me the keys. Anyway, I need. I'm doing this now. Now I'm going to bring this. I'm going to bring this. Never mind. All right. I need help. My daughter has fine waist length hair that is super thick at the nape of her neck, shoulder area. And everything I have tried to do as far as styling prior to her going swimming has been an epic fail and ended in 1 3-hour long brushing detangling. No. Ended in 1 to 3 hour long brushing detangling sessions with crying afterwards.
It's going to be your client.
Come on down. Give my assistant a call. Get on my books. What are some tricks and/or products to use that will prevent the clusters of knots from forming? Braids are completely out. They literally compact and knot into a disaster. What can you do?
So she's talking about for swimming?
Yeah, it sounds like. Well, you know what it sounds like. Yeah, she's trying to figure out what to do with her super thick hair because the neck and shoulder area, when they go swimming, when she's done, it's a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's always a tough one. Because though, whether you're swimming in chlorine or salt water, that's all going to be hard on the hair for sure. And, kids are whatever, twisting around and
Kids are
jumping in
kids.
and out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's tough. She said braids are out. We always tell people, I mean, you're never going to get a kid to wear like a swim cap, but oh man, if you could like load the hair up with the Raw Curls conditioning mask, and then put a swim cap on, that would be fantastic. And that's even what we did like on Broadway, before they put a wig on and stuff. They actually do like little Bantu knots, almost like little flat pin curls, with the hair. And
When
then,
you worked on the Broadway show, is that's what you did?
yeah, and then they put like a pantyhose nylon cap on their head,
Yeah.
and then the wig. But
That worked pretty well. But that's only for a couple minute numbers, isn't it? Or is
yeah,
or did they
well,
wear the same wig the whole show?
no, they had different wigs. They were on and off, but going in the water is a whole different animal. But just putting conditioner in the hair, and once you're going under, and
All
swimming
bets are
around,
off,
yeah, then
right?
it's like, well, and it's gonna wash out the hair.
Yeah.
So the best thing I can think of is really to, like I say, load it up with a conditioning mask and put a swim cap on. I know. Maybe try to find a fun one, something fun and cute, and start a new
You
trend.
mean like my mom had when I was a kid with the rubber flowers and like
Yeah,
those?
yeah. I don't even know
Did your
why
mom have those when you were a
for
kid?
sure, because she was in water aerobics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I swear she still has them.
Probably.
I'll
They've
bet.
probably disintegrated.
That
But
doesn't matter. It's your mom.
not.
It's not throwing
I
those out.
mean,
No.
I don't know.
Look how pretty they are. I'm not throwing those out.
They still sell like Speedo swim caps and stuff, don't they?
I wear one when I swim.
Yeah.
And I don't wear the neoprene one. I wear the breathable one when I swim. When I lap swim. Yeah, you want to see it? I'll show it when we get home.
So yeah, that might
be the answer.
Yeah, that might be the answer. Because it's gonna hold the hair, like a protective
Yeah.
style, and with the conditioning, I think that's gonna be the best
Yeah,
thing.
I'll show Melanie, and
Hey,
if
I had
it
a
works, we'll
swim
bring
with.
it next
We were
week.
just talking about this. I
Yeah.
had to swim around in the lakes growing up with sunglasses and a hat and a t-shirt on because I got so burnt from the sun. So whatever. Just be confident and be cool, and start. All the kids will think it's a neat thing and start a trend.
And start doing it.
Yeah.
Don't
I
kid
mean, if you
yourself,
have
that
a
stuff
ton of
happens.
hair, it's going to be
Yeah.
a little tough. But again, you can make little, almost like I say, little separate Bantu nuts, but it's better to have them flat. So more of like a flat pin curl, like a cinnamon bun.
Yeah. When you worked on 42nd Street, how many performers' hair did you have to work on every show, like every performance?
Oh my
How many
gosh.
were your responsibility coming on and off the stage? Do you remember? How did it go? Did you, as a stylist, were there several stylists there? And
Oh yeah.
so
I probably had like 10 people.
that you're responsible for
For different numbers.
yeah.
Because they come back, they run off. Sometimes you're right off stage, behind the curtain and doing costume and hair changes and wig changes. And then sometimes you're down in a room, where they're coming down there and doing, costume and wig and hair changes. But yeah, I would say probably 10 different people throughout the show.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it was, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yep. Let's do one more question.
Okay.
Melanie, I have been doing the Curly Girl method for several years now and feel like my hair is very healthy. I use Raw Curls shampoo and conditioner, plus Uncle Funky's Daughter Curl Activator. I have a few professionally done highlights around my face. The last time I went in, I had like 6 more highlights put in to go lighter, and am feeling like my hair is so dry now.
For sure.
Can you can you recommend leave-in or spray or conditioner, et cetera, or any other advice for me? Oh, there it is, right in front of you for those of you watching.
Look at that.
That
Raw
is-
Curls Deep Conditioning Mask with Biotin for curly hair.
What should she
Yeah.
do? How should she apply this? And where can she find it?
She can find it on our website, right?
Yes,
rawhairorganics.com.
Yes.
We also sell it in the salon here in Naples, Florida.
If you want to make a trip after the hurricane, tropical storm. Whatever.
Yeah, anytime you lighten the hair, you're breaking it down. You're affecting the integrity of the hair. So that means damage. So you have to, just like we were talking about earlier, you have to repair that damage. And there's several different ways to do it, whether you just use, take-home conditioning treatments, masks, whether you get salon treatments, which I mentioned several of them, it depends on the damage. And then there just becomes a point of no return when you are over blonded, by overlapping and wanting to get lighter and lighter and lighter. Because of course, it seems like the girls with the really dark hair want to have the lightest, blondest, most ashy hair ever, and you end up with none or completely fried and damaged hair and curls that are very sad because you've completely broken down the integrity of the hair, and there is a point of no return where it doesn't matter, no treatment's going to help, and you just need to cut it.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. There's sacrifices we make.
There are.
And then you just have to know the consequences, and there are ways to help some situations, and then others not so much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that helps. All right, let's wrap it up. Oh, one thing before we go. Tomorrow, if you are one of the people that took advantage of our Raw Organics Health Father's Day special, where the man in your life got the free Father's Day gift of good health for 90 days. If you're one of those people, tomorrow afternoon, I'm not exactly sure when, but if that person hasn't already, have them go on Facebook and join the Rawganics private inner circle group with Ken Nichols. You'll find it, and I'll post a link in some of the comment sections here later on tonight when I get a chance. But you can find it on Facebook, or they can join that group when. Sometime tomorrow. I was going to say noon, but I'm not sure because I have the internet people coming to fix us. So I'm not sure when we're going to do it, but it'll be sometime around midday or a little after. But I'm going to do about a half hour, another intro like I did the video that we sent you a couple of days ago. And it's going to be kind of a follow-up, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into what they should be doing or what you should be doing, and give you a lot of encouragement and a lot of guidance that'll make it a whole lot more effective. And then possibly either next week or the weekend after, either before this show or after this show, we'll probably do a 15, 20-minute deal with Melanie as well. And she'll tell you, I know a lot of you guys saw her commercial lately and on Facebook and Instagram and commented on it. So if you want to know how at her age of 29, of her routine and how she stays looking the way she does, she'll tell you all about that too. I forgot to tell you about that, so just so you know.
Okay.
It'll probably be next week or the week after.
Tell me that.
Yeah. One of the videos you made several months back with Helen, we turned into an ad.
Okay.
And people are like, God, I hope I look like that at 51. I said, she's 29.
Yeah.
And I said, we can help.
Okay.
So, but
we can.
Yeah, but we'll keep you posted. But if you are one of those fathers or if you have one of those men that got that, you took advantage of that. Like I said, get them into that group, and they can watch the replay, but we'll do it live sometime tomorrow afternoon. And then you can watch the replay, and it'll be really helpful, just like the last video I sent you guys. So anyway, so that's it. All right, let's wrap it up. We will see you guys next week, Monday, per usual, for show number 225. All your curly hair Q&A questions. May do a curl crap giveaway. Possibly we'll let you know. And again, put a comment in the comment section wherever you're watching or listening to this about what you think about us going straight to podcast and more shows podcast wise instead of the video shows. Let us know, and your input's valuable. So we'll see you next week Monday, and in the meantime, have a
great curly week.
Bye.